Japan is known for its haunting horror films. A chain wrapped around the body and hands symbolizes a strong bond. X symbol carved on the face. This is the third case this week that the police have discovered, and what's scarier is that each one has a similar crime scene. The only clue they have is related to a recently popular dating app. Japanese people often spend a lot of time on work. Since their time for dating and socializing is limited, dating apps are very popular. All information and images of the person are displayed in full detail.
25歳。お、相性すごい。マッチング率 97% 出ました。
Even though she doesn't really feel a connection with the guy, she still hits the connect button because she longs for love. However, meeting in person for the first time gives her a shiver. He says he was a child born against his parents' expectations, and he was abandoned next to a vending machine.
唯一の手がかりはこの中にあって、きっといつか生みの親に会えるのを信じています。
トムさんですよね。
His face is expressionless, and he says strange things that the girl can't understand. Feeling uncomfortable, she decides to leave. She has completely lost faith in online dating, but fate leads her to meet someone. Peter is the CEO of Weo. Recent serial killings have greatly impacted their wedding planning business. Therefore, he wants to organize an event to restore the company's image. Coincidentally, Peter wants her to approach Leon to be the brand ambassador because he is very famous on social media. However, she has already shared her first date story with Leon and thinks he might have a mental issue. But she didn't expect that after their first meeting, Leon would appear right in front of her house, making her scared.
リンカさん、ウィルウィルのエンジニアの男と会う予定ですよね。あの男には近づかない方がいい。
それはあなたでしょ。近づかないで、警察呼ぶから。
警察呼ばれるようなこと何かしましたか？
Julia ran inside in fear, but when her father opened the door, no one was there. Later, she went to the movies with Peter, and they frequently dated and stayed in touch. However, just as things seem to be improving, another murder case occurs. This time, it's someone Julia has dated. After the funeral, Julia was held by the police for questioning.
でも交際されていたとか。そんなんじゃないです。
この二人ご存知ですか？
以前うちで式を挙げたご夫婦です。式の担当されてますね。お二人が事件の被害者になったことはご存知？ニュースで。
The police's findings shock the media, and Julia suddenly becomes the prime suspect. She not only faces suspension from work, but also widespread suspicion. But the subsequent events become even more terrifying and horrifying. The woman opens the letter to find pictures of her family with their faces slashed. The content of the letter is also very confusing. At this moment, Julia receives a phone call while at home. The woman on the phone continuously interrogates her, but does not reveal her identity. Then she suddenly hung up. I felt that the voice was that of a middle-aged woman. After hearing this, the father's face suddenly changed. Julia also mentioned that recently she's been having unclear premonitions in her dreams. Suddenly, she receives a message from Leon. The message contains the photo that the woman received in the letter. After her father went outside, she sneaked into his room and found a photo of him with another woman. Faced with his daughter's question, her father was very embarrassed. He recounted his affair from 25 years ago. He wanted to end the relationship with Jess, but she refused and even lied about being pregnant.
できたの。私たちの子供ができたのよ。
嘘をつけ！二度とつきまとうな。
Since then, they haven't seen each other again. But that was before Julia's mother left the house. After hearing her father's story and unable to accept it, she immediately left the house. The next day, she shared the story with Peter. Later, she received a phone call from a friend.
リンカ、私会ったよ。リンカのストーカー。
ダメだってあいつに近づいちゃ。
今夜うち来れない。
Julia arrives at your house as planned. But just as she left, something suddenly fell from above right behind her. She was horrified to discover that it was her friend. Julia silently blamed herself for not staying. All of her anger was directed at the police, who she believed were useless for not finding the perpetrator, leaving her friend to be killed by him. But it didn't stop there. Her father was found dead, having hanged himself on a bridge not far from her home. Julia completely collapsed upon seeing her father's body.
犯人はきっとあの女です。あの女？父の不倫相手です。
She believes that woman is the one who killed her father. Even after 25 years, the woman still refuses to let go. After the funeral, she still has one emotional support, and that is Peter. Peter also tells Julia that they have found the whereabouts of the woman and that he will go with her. They can't rely on the police.
僕たちだけで行こう。そこに行けば全ての謎が解ける。
Agreeing with Peter, Julia and he set off immediately, but she doesn't know that it's all a trap set by Peter for her. Finally, this man reveals his true face. He is the son of the woman whom her father abandoned.
母さんが苦しんだこの場所で。
お前は苦しめ。
A few minutes earlier, Peter had taken her into an apartment. There, he told her a story. His real name isn't Peter. Long after her father abandoned his mother and him, his mother would often harm herself in a frenzy. No matter how much he cried and begged her to stop, she wouldn't, until she completely lost her sanity.
剛、あなたに兄弟ができるのよ。
After that incident, his mother was admitted to a psychiatric hospital, and he became an orphan. He blames her father and has been searching for information and planning his revenge.
お前が愛したものも、お前を愛する者も許さないからな。
His madness terrifies Julia, and just as he lunges at her with a knife, there is suddenly a knock at the door. Julia seizes the chance to push him down, flee, and meet Leon at the door. Although Peter catches up to them, Julia and Leon successfully subdue him.
私だって幸せだったわけじゃない。毎日毎日毎日毎日苦しかった。
Peter was subsequently arrested by the police. Later, Leon explained to her that ... He is a professional who cleans up crime scenes, and after working in that environment for a long time, that's how he ended up looking.
僕はおそらく世間でいうストーカーですが被害は加えます。言うなればピースフルなファンのようなものです。
Before Julia could thank him, Leon said he could help her uncover the whole truth. Under Leon's guidance, Julia is taken to meet a woman in a red dress.
過去にあなたを傷つけてしまったこと。でもあなたは息子さんを使って私の愛する人たちを。
Although the accusation was made, the woman showed no reaction. However, the nurse behind her reacted differently.
こんなに小さかった子がこんなに大きく綺麗になって。
It turns out she is Peter's mother, while the woman in the red dress is actually Julia's mother, who was thought to have disappeared 25 years ago. "25 years ago, She arranged a meeting with Julia's mother, knocked her out, and brought her here. Julia's father then committed suicide.
この人と一緒に暮らすことはYOSHIKIさんと暮らすことなんだって。この人を愛することはYOSHIKIさんを愛することなんだって。
Upon hearing this, Julia felt a chilling cold. At that moment, Julia's mother suddenly screamed loudly. At that moment, the woman attempted to stab Julia with a pair of scissors, but Leon intervened and stopped her. Finally, the police arrived just in time and arrested her. Leon was also taken to the hospital promptly.
いつも気持ち悪い長靴履いてるから。
Julia also took her mother back home to take care of her. At the police station, Peter still adamantly denies his guilt. He remains calm with a strange smile on his face. Meanwhile, the police received additional information. As soon as Leon was discharged from the hospital, he went to visit the woman in prison. However, she was still consumed by hatred, as she had not yet succeeded in killing Julia and her mother. But when she heard Leon mention his life story, she seemed to pause.
子供ができたのよ。おかえり。あなたに兄弟ができるのよ。
生まれた時から不運な星のことなんです。そして凛花さんの後をたどっていくうちに見つけたんです。僕の母親を。
The woman could only silently watch as Leon's figure faded away. Ending, Leon washes the blood off his hands and knife, discards his ugly boots for the pair of shoes Julia gifted him, and goes to meet her. Has Julia's nightmare ended, or is it just beginning? Thank you for watching. If you found this content interesting, please like, share, and follow my channel for more great content. Bye and love you guys.